globe icon near the hand feature on your screen. Our interpreters this evening are Angelica Figran de Gonzalez, Amanda Sosa, Richard Delgado, Angela Thielen. Thank you all for your time and services today.
Buenas noches. Si necesitan interpretación, por favor pasen aquí a la parte de atrás por unos audífonos. Gracias.
Roll call. I would like to introduce City Council members and staff present. In the Belhaven Community Campus Center are myself, Mayor Betsy Nash, Vice Mayor Jennifer Wise, and City Council members Drew Combs and Jennifer Schmidt. City Council member Cecilia Taylor is participating remotely under Assembly Bill 2449, Just Cause. City Council member Taylor, please provide a description of circumstance under AB 2449.
City Council Member Taylor, are you able to hear us at this time? Okay, it does look like City Council Member Taylor is having some technical issues unmuting. We can give it a minute or two to see if her microphone's able to be engaged. Give me just one more moment. Let me see if there's something we can do from the Zoom end. I believe City Council Member Taylor is going to be rejoining the Zoom, so we'll give it just another minute or so. Thank you all.
Through the mayor.
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, City Council Member Taylor.
Thank you, City Clerk Herron. And through the mayor, I am participating under AB 2449 as a result of me not feeling well. Thank you, which is just cause.
Thank you, City Member Taylor. In accordance with Government Code 54953B2A and the City Council Procedures Manual, when one or more City Council member participates remotely, agenda items requiring action will be voted on using roll call. This evening, the roll call vote will be taken in alphabetical order using legal first name with the mayor voting last. I'd like to introduce staff present: City Manager Justin Murphy, Assistant City Manager Stephen Stolte, Assistant City Attorney Mary Wagner, and City Clerk Judy Herron. City Clerk Herron, would you please provide instructions to the City Council and members of the public on how the meeting will proceed?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Nash. So for any member of the public who wishes to provide comment on an item on tonight's agenda, you can complete a speaker card in that back table and return it to me here at the clerk table. If you are virtual, after the mayor calls for comment on that item, we ask that you engage that hand feature, and calling in, you can press *9 at that time. That concludes my instructions. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. Next is the closed session. City Clerk Herron, please call for public comment for closed session items C1 and C2.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on closed session item C1 related to real property negotiations at 509 Sandlewood, or C2 real property negotiations at 515 Sandalwood, if you are in person, return that speaker card. If you are virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, press *9 now. This is the final call for public comment on our closed session items C1 and C2. Seeing no hands or cards, Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. The City Council will now adjourn to the closed session and intends to reconvene at approximately 6 p.m. We will plan to convene at 6:15. Thank you. Hello, I am Mayor Betsy Nash, and we are reconvening the special December 16th City Council meeting. This is a hybrid meeting with City Council, city staff, and members of the public participating virtually and in the Belhaven Community Campus. I would like to introduce Assistant City Attorney Wagner for a report out from closed session.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. You met in closed session on 2 items that are listed on your agenda. There's no reportable action tonight.
Thank you. Agenda review. Agenda review provides advance notice to members of the public and city staff of any modifications to the agenda order and any requests from city council members. Does the city council wish to pull any items from the consent calendar or informational items? Does the city council wish to modify the order of any agenda item? Thank you. Public comment. Under public comment, the public may address the city council on any subject not listed on the agenda. Each speaker may address the city council once under public comment for a limit of 3 minutes. Speaker time will be limited if there are more than 10 speakers. You are not required to provide your name or city of residence, but it is helpful. The city council cannot act on items not listed on the agenda, and therefore the city council cannot respond to non-agenda issues brought up under public comment other than to provide general information. City Clerk Herron, please call for general public comment.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on general public comment for items not on tonight's agenda, if you are participating in person, now's the time to return that speaker card here to the clerk's table. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Like we are at 11 speakers, so this will be the final call for public comment for items not on tonight's agenda. One additional hand raised, so Mayor Nash, we are at 12 speakers on this item.
Thank you. We will limit public comment to 2 minutes per speaker.
Thank you. One moment to bring our timer up. And our first speaker will be Miko Harris Parker, followed by Ma Yam Lee.
Good evening, Mayor Nash, Council Members Taylor, Wise, Schmidt, and Combs. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share a few words. As 2025 comes to a close, I want to take the opportunity to thank City Council and staff. I can imagine the work you do and the time and contributions each of you has made for this city representing Menlo Park is rewarding and exhausting. And I can tell you, as a resident, it is appreciated. You show up dedicated to your post, your district, your position, the city. To each of you, I thank you. Thank you for stepping up and stepping into the spotlight to represent Menlo Park. Mayor Nash, Councilmembers Wise, Councilmember Taylor, Councilmember Schmidt, Councilmembers Combs, thank you. City Manager Justin Murphy, thank you. You hold a position of great responsibility, and you hold it with integrity and graciousness and amazing patience. Thank you for your open door policy, your willingness to meet, your ability to be gracious while taking all the questions that come your way. Thank you for listening and for being committed to providing a response. City Clerk Herron, City Clerk Sandoval, Executive Assistant Casados, Senior Office Assistant Escobar Romero, thank you for all you do. You really are superheroes without capes. Thank you for representing Menlo Park to the highest standards, full of sincerity and smiles. Thank you, Public Works Director Azalea Mitch and all the Public Works staff. Special thanks to Public Works employee Rick Pacheco for helping residents find solutions. Ms. Natalia Jones, thank you, and the BHCC staff for your time, work, and support at BHCC. Thank you to Ms. Natalia and Mr. John Weaver for the event planning. And last but certainly not least, Chief Norris, Ms. Nicole Aker, Ms. Myra Lombra, MPD records and dispatch personnel, MPD commanders, and all levels of MPD officers, thank you. Chief Norris, thank you for showing up, listening, communicating, and sitting at the table. To all Menlo Park staff, from maintenance to childcare to gymnastics and recreation, thank you for all your time. Thank you for representing Menlo Park. Public service is not easy, but you all show up for the residents of Menlo Park, and I thank you. Happy holidays, and here's to a happy 2026 for all.
Next speaker will be Ma Yam Lee, followed by Glafira Garcia.
We wish have a sewing machine class next year. We are very happy and interesting the sewing class this year. And two, I wish we still keep the English writing class. We want to keep member, we will the English, don't be forget. And three, on September, we cannot get in the philological class, not notify. November, teacher Joel told us we will know sewing machine next year, but November 18th, the day, we came already no more machine. So now I'm so nervous and worried about every day. Maybe someday I come to the Bill Heavens Senior Center, the door is closed. Maybe can I get in? So, and they, how come so certain? They should let us know. And the last is also, please don't get mad at those who speak up at City Council. We only want to receive good service. Happy holiday.
Next speaker is Glafira Garcia, followed by Alberto Tenero.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Glafira García. Estoy aquí soy residente de Belle y solamente quiero preguntarle con respeto al city manager y a los concejales, ¿por qué permiten que el personal trate mal a los seniors? Están aplicando reglas donde no hay claridad. Cada día estamos peor. Por ejemplo, nos sacan de las clases y luego nos ponen en lista de espera y después lista de espera, y su lista de ellos refleja que está llena, pero va uno al salón de clases y están vacíos los asientos. Entonces no entendemos por qué nos tratan así y no nos han resuelto nada sobre la petición que hicimos, no nos han dado nuestros espacios. Estamos pues muy, no vemos que haya organización con los dirigentes de aquí, del programas de aquí. Entonces estamos muy estresados. En vez de venir los senior a pasárnosla bien aquí, venimos a que nos estresen con puros problemas que nos causan. Ok, muchas gracias. Buenas noches.
Hello, good evening. My name is Glafira Garcia. I'm a resident of the City of Menlo Park. And I'm here to ask why you allow the staff here to mistreat seniors. There's no clear rules. They sign us off our classes and they put us in a wait list. And they say that their list is full, but when we go to the classrooms, we see a lot of empty seats. Why do you allow them to treat us like that? And we also haven't been given a solution to our petition. We are not given any space. Things are very unorganized. And this creates a lot of stress for us in a place where we are supposed to come and have joy and enjoy being here. Instead, we are stressed.
Next speaker will be Alberto Tenero, followed by Jason Primuth.
Soy Alberto Tinajero García, residente de Belle. Con respeto quiero decirles a la mesa del consejo que seguimos siendo ignorados los seniors. Queremos recordarles lo mismo de la petición. No tenemos plan de seguridad. No han arreglado las puertas de los baños. No han arreglado los topes del piso. No nos han dado el espacio para las mesas de billar y dominó. En 2 años no ha habido resultados. Doctor, señor DICOM, la última vez que estuve aquí al frente le pedí respeto básico para los seniors y usted dijo que cada que venimos cambiamos la historia. Nos hace pensar que usted no está en la realidad de Belle, primer distrito, porque nos están imponiendo reglas que no sabemos de dónde vienen, pero sí sabemos quién las aplica. No quieren que los abuelos traigan a sus nietos o nietas. No quieren niños, pero sí los utilizan a los niños para que sirvan comida a los seniors. Abril 25 le llamaron la atención a un senior que traía a su nieta, tuvo que ir a la emergencia y murió el 26 de abril. Es un atropello, sentimos su pie en el cuello. Nos están violando la primera enmienda, el derecho de expresión. Nos damos cuenta de todo, pero nos da miedo hablar. Estamos amenazados por el director Champ. Discúlpenme. Gracias.
Hello, my name is Alberto Tinajera Garcia, and I respectfully come in front to talk to you and respectfully ask not to continue to be ignored. We don't have an insurance plan. The doors to the bathrooms have not been fixed. The floors have not been fixed. We have not been given billiard tables. It's been 2 years that we've been asking for support and have received nothing. We are only asking for basic respect. We are always told that we come here with a different story every time. You are giving us rules. We don't know where these rules are coming from, but we know who applies them. I'm specifically talking about a senior who brought their grandchild to this center on April 25th. He was told not to bring this child. However, you do use children to feed the seniors. The day after the senior was told not to bring his child, he went to the emergency room and passed away. We are only asking that our First Amendment be respected, that we don't feel threatened, because we do feel threatened and we cannot express ourselves. We feel threatened by Mr. Champ.
Next speaker will be Jason Primuth, followed by Joy Sykes.
Good evening. I'm here to talk about Tide Academy here in Menlo Park. I realize this is the city council, not the school board. I get that, but I'm here to share my experiences. My name is Jason Primuth. I've been a Menlo Park resident for more than 20 years. And one of the main reasons we chose to raise our family here was the reputation of the schools, and that reputation was well earned. Our kids had a wonderful experience at Laurel and Ensnell and Hillview. Those schools did right by our family. Our older child graduated from Menlo Atherton a few years ago. MA is a fine school, but it's not the right school for every student. With 2,300 students, our son struggled along with other kids with learning challenges. Despite real effort from dedicated staff, the school simply couldn't meet his 504 accommodations. He didn't fail MA failed him. So when our younger child approached high school, we made a different choice. They enrolled at Tide Academy, and for the past year and a half, they have thrived. Tide is a special place, both qualitatively and quantitatively. Qualitatively, it's a place where students are truly known. They welcome kids who don't fit neatly into large traditional environments, regardless of race and gender identity, disability, socioeconomic background, or learning style. It's a welcoming environment for kids who struggle, for kids who get bullied, and kids who don't fit in elsewhere. But qualitatively, Tide is just as impressive. More than 80% of Tide students are minorities, compared to about 60% district-wide. Tide serves twice the percentage of students with IEPs, 504s, and other learning accommodations. It is the only district school east of 101. Half of the school's students live in East Palo Alto, Bellhaven, or North Fair Oaks, all historically disadvantaged areas. It has the highest percentage of first-generation college students. It has a 100% graduation rate. And while district enrollment is declining, Tide enrollment has increased for 2 consecutive years. This is not a failing school, it's a success story. But I'm not here to praise Tide. I'm here because it's at risk of being closed. A few weeks ago, a single trustee proposed shutting Tide down due to low enrollment. A subcommittee was formed, and the public learned after the fact that closure was on the table. And from what we've been able to gather, the school could be shut down as early as the upcoming school year. Closing Tide is not a budget decision, it's a values decision. Thank you very much.
Next speaker will be Joy Sykes, followed by Ismail Oseguera.
Thank you, Mayor and council members. My name is Joy Sykes, and I am a Menlo Park resident and parent speaking in support of Tide Academy students and staff. Tonight, I am asking you to do 2 concrete things. 1, formally agendize and adopt a City of Menlo Park resolution opposing the closure of Tide Academy by the Sequoia Union High School District. And 2, in that resolution, clearly call for specific conditions that must be met before any decision about closure is made, including full financial transparency, equity analysis, and a multi-year enrollment strategy. As a city, Menlo Park cannot vote on school closures, but you do have a powerful voice. A formal resolution from this council would send a clear message that Menlo Park expects transparency, integrity, and a genuine commitment to equity from the high school district that serves our youth. It would also show Tide students and staff that their city sees them, values them, and is willing to stand with them. I ask that your resolution do 3 things. 1, explicitly state the council's opposition to closing Tide Academy at this time, given its demonstrated value to students and the community. 2nd, call on Sequoia Union High School District to meet clear conditions before considering any closure, including full public disclosure of the data and analysis being used, a detailed equity impact analysis, an explanation of how closure would align with the district's adopted goals, and a transparent exploration of alternatives to closure. 3rd, direct the mayor or designated council liaisons to transmit this resolution to the Sequoia Board and Superintendent, and to represent the city's position at any meetings or hearings where Tide's future is discussed. Thank you for your time, and I respectfully urge you to place this resolution on an up-and-coming agenda and adopt it as soon as possible. Thank you.
Next speaker is Ismail Oseguera, followed by Charlotte Reed.
Good evening. I became a senior member back in 2010 when it used to be Onera Harris Community Center. Since day one, I fell in love with all the people that attended this friendly, family-oriented center. The staff they had made you feel part of a loving, caring family. I said to myself, I found my second home, and I want to be part of it. I became a volunteer right away and enjoy helping people in all kinds of different things and ways. On different ways. The thing is, since they demolished the old building, we appreciate this new building, but things are never gonna be the way they used to be. because the old senior center, we were family oriented. And here we don't feel any of that family oriented, because all the staff and most of the people, they don't treat us the way they're supposed to. So we want to have them and become like a large family that we used to be. Because once you're used to being like a large family and they treat you bad, that's not a good feeling. So I hope you can do something, about it, so we can unite and become a large loving family between employees and seniors, because they seem to forget that we're talking about seniors. They have to be having a little bit more patience with us, because once you become a senior, you're not in your right mind sometimes. So we appreciate if we could all work together and get this to be our second home that we had. Thank you.
Next speaker is Charlotte Reed, followed by Laura Peterson.
Good evening, council members and staff, and a special congratulations to Mayor Nash and Vice Mayor Wise. Thank you all for serving our community with dedication and integrity. My name is Charlotte Reed, and I'm a Menlo Park District 4 resident. I live around the corner from Drager's, and there's a safety issue I wanted to bring to your attention. At the intersection of Menlo Avenue, there are two crosswalks, one running in parallel to Drager's and one running perpendicular. There is an image of the intersection that I provided to the city clerk for your further review at the conclusion of the meeting. The parallel crosswalk has orange flags pedestrians can use to cross, which has been very helpful and reassuring as I use them to cross the street to do my shopping in downtown. The perpendicular crosswalk has a stop sign, but no holder to place the flags, unlike the other stop signs across the street. That perpendicular crosswalk is arguably more dangerous to cross because drivers don't need to make a turn to go through that intersection. They come straight on. I actually was almost hit by a car a few months ago because a driver was going too fast and wasn't looking since there was no turn. Other people crossing may not be so lucky. The past week or so, people have been wanting to feel safer crossing the street in that area and have been using the flags but sticking them in the bushes across the street because there's nowhere else to put them. Due to the proximity to our schools and downtown businesses, I am asking respectfully that City Council explore putting flag holders on the other stop sign on Menlo Avenue to match what the other stop signs have at that intersection to make it easier and safer for people to cross. Thank you.
Next speaker is Laura Peterson, followed by Lena Doe.
Hi, I, for many years, enjoyed the Menlo Park Senior Center, and good job, Menlo Park, for providing that. And of course, now things have changed some. In November, I had a conversation with Rondell regarding my status in an exercise class, and his manner was, to me, hostile and authoritarian and caused me great anxiety. Asked me to leave and that if I didn't, he would make sure I was not allowed to return there. And I just don't want anyone else to have this experience, to be treated in such a manner. There are other ways of handling things. And, you know, I hope things might change. Thank you.
Next speaker is Lena Doe, followed by Patricia Mayo.
I am speaking on the consent agenda item. So I don't
Want
know.
to speak on a consent?
Yeah, I think that's what I put. I didn't indicate the item number, but it was supposed to be for the consent agenda item.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll move this over to H2. Thank you, Lena. Okay, so next up will be Patricia Mayo. Patricia should be able to unmute your mic at this time.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go right ahead.
Thank you. I have been an instructor at the Senior Center in Menlo Park. I was there since 2017. I have been in Menlo Park since 2001, at first at a small business. I've taught at 7 different ones in the Bay Area, senior centers. By far my favorite was at Menlo Park Senior Center in Belhaven until the summer of 2024. I've written emails to City Council, but had no replies. I've followed what's been happening, which has been shocking, depressing, and quite disturbing. Honestly, I've never seen anything like this. At other centers I've taught at, seniors do not have to sign petitions for support. If they voice their concerns, they are treated with respect. Complaints are not punished, but listened to, regarded as valuable feedback, and responded to with kindness and real effort and change. Please consider that we seniors have paid into the tax base the longest. I believe we need to treat each other with respect, fairness, and compassion. We desperately need this from our public officials. We need to value and support people for speaking up and calling out injustice. Our actions are not complaints. Our actions are proof that we care and value each other and this center. Please, do you care? Please show us with your actions. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Olga Z, followed by Tamar.
Hi, hello. Happy holidays. My name is Olga Yushina. I'm a Menlo Park parent and a community advocate for families whose children don't always fit into large traditional school environments. I am here to talk about Tide Academy, which is very important to us. Many of us here tonight because the Sequoia Union High School District is moving quickly towards closing Tide Academy, which is a gem, a real true gem for Menlo Park. It's a small, thriving public high school without clear explanations or meaningful public process. So they are just, moving on with the process. I understand that this is not the school board meeting, and I'm here not to ask you to make an educational decision. Of course, I'm here because Tide is a source of pride for us, for Menlo Park, and an important community asset. Tide reflects the city's values of inclusion and care for residents with different needs. It serves students from minority communities, students who have experienced bullying, and students who need a smaller, more supportive environment. Those students are not failing. The system simply does not work the same way for everyone. So, while the city does not run schools, city leaders do have a responsibility to be mindful of how decisions affect residents, especially families and minority communities who depend on equitable access to opportunity. I'm asking you as city leaders to recognize Tide as a community asset and a point of pride, and to use your voices to encourage transparency, community engagement, and thoughtful consideration before any irreversible steps are taken. Please send clear message to Sequoia School Board that Tide belongs in Menlo Park. Thank you so much and have a great holidays.
Our next speaker will be Tamar, followed by Adina Levin.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yes, good evening, everyone, and thank you for listening and to the public comments. I also want to talk about the issue that was raised by a few of the speakers, which is Tide Academy, the school in Menlo Park and East Menlo Park, going on the chopping block, so to speak, and very, very quickly and carelessly by the Sequoia Union High School District. I will be honest and say that I am not a resident of Menlo Park. I am actually a resident of Redwood City, neighboring city. And for all of our lives, my two boys that I have in Tide Academy right now, they've always been going to private schools. And when we were looking for a high school, we knew what we wanted, and we had many options because my kids can adapt in other schools. And although one of my children has an IEP, he would have probably been okay. But we knew that we wanted a special community for them to be able to continue to thrive. And we found that at Tide Academy. So we are actually the minority, perhaps, in Tide Academy because we are not Hispanic. We have not been through many other options. We came from a private school and we chose to go to Tide Academy because of what it is. It is a small public school that emphasizes caring for each one of its members, that has an amazing academic program, that is a very warm and inviting community for anyone, regardless of their background, regardless of what school they came from, what ethnicity they are, what language they speak. We felt at home. And I've been there now for we have been there now for, this is our second year, and it has proven to be so. On top of that, the academics clearly speak for themselves. We spend more time in Menlo Park because of going to Tide Academy. And I would only wish that the city would care about having such a star, an example of success in its area, and would want to support that. Thank you very, very much, and happy holidays to everyone.
Our next speaker is Adina Levin.
Hello, good evening, Mayor and City Council members and staff. Adina Levin, Menlo Park resident. And I wanted to quickly express some thanks for the recent completion of a project that has been in the city's queue for a long time. And I'm talking about the pedestrian crossing of El Camino Real at Ravenswood, the side of the intersection that is in the Palo Alto direction. This is a project that had been in the queue since the El Camino Real and downtown specific plan. And the project has come up and recently been completed. I use the area as a pedestrian frequently. I've used that crosswalk multiple times. I see other people using that crosswalk. It is a very useful addition to people walking around and going to and from things like the library and the civic center and the train. And so just wanted to give thanks to the recent completion of this project. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no more hands or cards. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you, and thank you to all the public speakers tonight. Consent calendar. Under the consent calendar, the City Council may take action to approve routine business items in one motion unless a City Council member, city staff member, or a member of the public requests that an item be discussed or continued to a later date. City Clerk Herron, do we have any public comments on the consent calendar?
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on consent calendar item C1, City Council meeting minutes, or item H2, a city manager execute an amendment for the city property at 555 Ravenswood Avenue. If you are in person, now's the time to complete that speaker card and return it here to the clerk's table. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Looks like we are currently at about 6 speakers, so this is the final call for public comment on consent calendar items H1 and H2. Okay, we are at a total of 6 speakers. And our first speaker will be Catherine Carlton, followed by Sarah G.
I'm here to speak about the Junior League. I joined the Junior League when I first moved to Menlo Park because, frankly, I just had 2 miscarriages. I didn't know anyone. I was lonely. It seemed like something good to do to meet people. I was blown away at how not only does the Junior League help the community, it does a huge amount of training for women, training for leadership. And because of this, Junior League members tend to go on to found things like My New Red Shoes. They get poached and recruited to sit on the board of the Vista Center for the Blind, Princess Project, a lot of different other great work that they do. And I know some of my colleagues are going to talk about some of the fantastic things that we've set up here, like Habitat for Humanity, the Children's Museum. I want to talk about how my personal experience and some of the things that we've done. I first was an after-school tutor at the Boys and Girls Club here and loved that. And then I was a mentor at Hip Housing. After that, I ended up back at the Boys and Girls Club. We were teaching girls coding. And then I ended up with the team researching and drafting legislation to fight human trafficking of children. And that changed my life. I ended up doing that for a few years. And we worked over many years with Joe Smidian, with Rich Gordon, with Fiona Ma, Sundry Swanson, people all over to really make a difference. For example, we created the Postnatal Depression Task Force for the state of California and established May as Perinatal Depression Awareness Month. We expanded breast cancer treatment to cover uninsured women in California. We established a minimum inpatient care standard for women following childbirth. We helped create the Children's Bicycle Law to help protect children on bicycles and make them safer coming to and from schools. We helped establish the kids' license plate that you can get that helps fund child abuse prevention and injury prevention programs. And the impact isn't just programmatic, it's financial. Beyond the rent that we pay, over $12,000 a year, since 2002 and almost 25 years, its members have directly invested $1.5 million to maintaining and improving the guest house. If the city were able if they were responsible for the upkeep, it wouldn't just be the financial cost. As you know, it would be significantly higher because you have to factor in the staff cost, which we know it's not just the cost, it's the time is already stretched really thin. The new building now requires over $200,000 in roof and structural maintenance with that. And an extended lease would allow the Junior League to undertake this work, which would save the city both money and significant staff hours. On every level, the community service, the leadership development, financial steward, the historical preservation, the Junior League is fantastic in that it doesn't just serve the community, it develops leaders who then continue to serve beyond their time in the league. We've been here in this community since the 1970s, and we've really loved being part of Menlo Park. And I really cannot say enough great things about the Junior League. I've kind of aged out, but still love to support them as a fantastic part of our community. And I hope that you support them like we do. And Betsy and Jennifer, we are recruiting new members. And we would love to have you as members as well. So I just want to thank you guys for your support. And come down to the pancake breakfast. We have done it a day. We'd love to see you there. Thank you.
Our next speaker will be Sarah G., followed by Christy Bonham.
Hi, my name's Sarah G., and I'm a resident of Menlo Park. I was born and raised here also. But yeah, I actually wanted to read a testimony from former Senator Richard Gordon. He wasn't able to make it. During my years as the executive director of a major nonprofit in San Mateo County, and during my tenure as a member of the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors and the California State Assembly, I had the opportunity to work with the Junior League on several major projects. Specifically, the Junior League was instrumental in the creation of Daybreak, a shelter for homeless youth. They also founded Rebuilding Together, which has played a key role in efforts to keep people appropriately housed. While the mission of the Junior League is to train women in leadership roles, they do so by building community and community assets. Their contributions to the community cannot be adequately measured, as their work is often done without fanfare for the league itself. Their presence in Menlo Park grounds them in our community. It would be a tremendous loss if they were forced to move. The Junior League has supported this community, and I ask you to support them by continuing their lease. Sincerely, Richard Gordon. Thank you.
Next speaker is Christy Bonham, followed by Charlotte Reed.
Good evening, Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Wise, and honorable council members Combs, Schmidt, and City Manager Justin Murphy. Thank you for having us. My name is Christy Bonham, and I am President-elect of the Junior League of Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula for this upcoming year. Congratulations again to Mayor Nash and Vice Mayor Wise. I want to read a testimonial from one of our members, Virginia Kane Curley, who could not be here tonight. She said, thank you to past Mayor Drew Combs for his leadership as mayor during a challenging but exciting year. And once again, congratulations to Mayor Nash and Vice Mayor Wise. She says, I apologize for not being able to attend tonight's council meeting, but I am at our monthly fire board meeting tonight. So Christy was kind enough to offer to read my comments to renew the Junior League's lease to the Gatehouse for as long as possible. When I moved to Menlo Park more than 30 years ago, the Junior League of Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula welcomed me with open arms, and right away, I knew that I had found a home with women who were and are still committed to community service and who had a significant impact on our community in the broadest sense of the word, from extensively supporting the Rosalie Rundu Center in East Palo Alto to providing fire safety education to children in the Junior League service area, particularly in the Menlo Park Fire Protection District service area. My involvement with the Junior League's Survive Alive House project back in 1998 to 1999 has been foundational for me as a director on your fire board. To this day, fire safety education for children and families is one of my highest priorities. This partnership between the Junior League and the Fire District gets stronger every year, and now as a sustainer in the Junior League and a fire board director, I am so proud that the League is an active partner with the Fire District for our annual pancake breakfast, which attracts hundreds of guests throughout the peninsula. This partnership is one that I wholeheartedly support and know that many council members, past and present, support as well. And the heart of the Junior League is our Gatehouse. Like the very valued partnership the League has with the Fire District, I know that the League values the partnership with the City of Menlo Park. The Gatehouse has been a training ground for provisionals, getting their feet wet as new volunteers, events that support the League and the city, as we have seen with receptions at the Gatehouse after the City Council's reorganizations, a headquarters for operations so that the League can continue to fulfill its mission throughout the peninsula by advancing women's leadership for meaningful community impact, and training through volunteer action, collaboration, and again, more training. As many other uses of the Gatehouse, all Junior League members, sorry, I lost my place. All Junior League members take pride in this partnership with Menlo Park and want to continue it. Please renew the lease for as long as possible and continue partnering with the Junior League to make a difference in our peninsula communities. Thank you, Virginia.
Our next speaker will be Charlotte Reed, followed by Lena Doe.
Hello again, Mayor Nash, council members, and city staff. My name is Charlotte Reed. I'm a Menlo Park resident and an absolutely zealous, thrilled, proud member of the Junior League, and I've been a member for a very long time. It's a great point of pride for me. The women in green you see tonight not only represent the absolute best of Menlo Park, but the best and brightest of our region, bringing their skills, energy, and heart to solve for our community's greatest challenges, from housing to food insecurity, maternal health, child education, child welfare, and beyond. In my own experience, the meetings that I've had with fellow members at the Gatehouse have empowered me to achieve what I thought was impossible and push myself in ways that I had never pushed myself before. I can certainly say that as a result of my involvement with the League, as an organization that trains and empowers future leaders, they were instrumental in helping me secure a place in the class of 2026 of Emerge California, which is a program that trains women to enter public service. Councilmember Combs, you said in your November 2025 newsletter that public-private partnership will be the key to unlocking the full potential of our downtown. I respectfully encourage all of you to extend that strategic thinking to our chapter of the Junior League and our home and lease at the Gatehouse. We are an organization that's headquartered in Menlo Park that has already been doing the work and driving results with key partnerships and grants with organizations over the years, including Hip Housing and Samaritan House. By renewing our lease, the Junior League will be able to help the City of Menlo Park bridge the gap between long-term vision and short-term wins to help protect the most vulnerable members of our community. Additionally, our lease that we have on Santa Cruz Avenue for our shop is a critical part of our mission, and being able to be geographically connected to the shop and being headquartered in the same town has a huge impact on our operations and the way that we're able to serve the community. I respectfully ask that you do everything in your power to extend the lease for as long as possible for the Junior League. Thank you so much for your time.
Next speaker is Lynette Doe, followed by Kirsten Fabos.
Good evening, city staff and Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Weiss, and community council members. As the current president of the Junior League of Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula, I hold immense pride to be in this position. When I joined the league over 2 decades ago, I had a choice of any league in the Bay Area to join. And the reason I joined this league was the women were welcoming, and even though they didn't know me from Adam or Eve, they saw me as someone who would fit in and be an immense leader in the league. And that was over 2 decades ago. And there are some women in this room that I looked up to as presidents and as leader, and I'm happy to be following in their shoes. As a second-time president, not of this league, but of another league, I know what it's like to have pride in your league. And the reason I came back to Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula was when it was time to sustain a league as a sustainer, you don't have to actively participate in the day-to-day stuff, but you can sustain the league by volunteering here and there, giving money and stuff like that. I made a promise to myself, as well as the friends I made over 2 decades ago, that I'd come back to this league. Little did I know that I'd come back as a sustainer, and 2 years later, I would be back in the active circuit and be president of this league. But, you know, this league has provided me not only immense friendships, but immense opportunities for leadership. I served on the California SPAC, which is the delegates of members of all the leagues in California, where we provide advocacy, where we do legislation, where a lot of people have already spoke about. But our reach does not only reach the community, we've done legislation statewide as well as federal. So the power of women making change in the community is immensely done in this league. But as a former policy aide and a legislative aide, I know what it's like to look at budgets. And I'm going to reach out to you guys as, you know, members of City Council and as city staff. When you look at a budget, when you have a nonprofit willing to set aside money to maintain a building that is historically registered, a building that wasn't historically registered before we became stewards of this building, and look at making sure that we have the funds to keep the roof historically the way it's supposed to be, make sure that every parts of the building is maintained to the highest standard, and they're willing to put in over $2 million over 20 years. You know, that is something that as a former staff member, I look at and say, that's a no-brainer. You know, you want someone to help you with that, because not only we're saving you money by doing this on ourselves, but we're great stewards. We've been a great community partner, and we would, you know, my wish for you is to give us a multi-year lease so then we can actually start working on fixing this roof, because it's over $200,000 that we have set aside, but we can't, you know, take that money and spend it if we only have 1 year or 2 year lease. So thank you, and please consider renewing our lease for multi-years.
Next speaker is Kristen Fabos.
Thank you very much. Hello, Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Wise, and esteemed City Council members. My name is Kristen Fabos Livingston, and I am proud to have been a member of the Junior League of Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula for 25 years. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm also wearing green in support of the league. In the past 25 years, some placements have included serving on the California State Public Affairs Committee that has supported and co-authored state legislation to improve the lives of children and families in Menlo Park, serving as the Community Development Director that has awarded grants to local community nonprofits totaling approximately $100,000 a year. And I'm also currently the Sustainer Co-Director, a position that keeps our approximately 300 sustaining members within our community engaged with the League. Our sustaining members have served their active time in the League, balancing work, family, and other volunteer commitments. They've received their training in running effective meetings, nonprofit organizations, and fundraising, and many of them are still making invaluable contributions to the local community. As a matter of fact, many of them are still volunteering on nonprofit boards, some even volunteering for nonprofits they have founded. A tagline that I think describes the Junior League of Palo Alto Mid-Peninsula best is women building better communities. For the past 60 years, through the effective action and leadership of trained volunteers, we are doing just that for Menlo Park and other Mid-Peninsula communities. Since 1970, the historic Latham Hopkins Gatehouse in Menlo Park has been our home, where we have conducted countless meetings, trained generations of Peninsula women, evaluated and awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash grants to more than 200 local nonprofit organizations, and supported more than 100 community service projects. We realize the Gatehouse needs capital improvements, and we are absolutely willing to fund those. I feel like we've been wonderful caretakers and stewards of the Gatehouse and its beautiful grounds. What we request is an extension of the lease for the Gatehouse to make our investment in the future of the Gatehouse worthwhile, and we request that lease to be extended as long as possible. Thank you for your consideration.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you, and thank you for the wonderful comments and testimonies about the Junior League. So at this point, I'm looking for a motion and second on the table to approve the consent calendar, unless there's any discussion. Councilmember Schmidt.
Is that working? I just want to make sure I understood the consent item, and because I think what we're really proposing here is there is an extension to get us through a broader study session in early 2026. And that's where we'll make the longer term decision about how long to extend the lease for. So there's no removing the lease tonight if we move forward with the consent calendar. It's a year's worth of time to kind of construct a proposal for a longer term lease, and we'll get that on the calendar in pretty short order, I would imagine. So that's the nature of the consent item, as I'm understanding it.
That is correct. To extend for at least until January 2027 and hold a study session in early next year to actually discuss this, with the idea that we will move forward with deciding on what to do with the lease at that time. Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, thanks. A question for staff. There were several comments, or at least a couple of comments, about the condition of the roof. Has staff made any assessment on its own about like how long should let lapse until major work is done on the roof?
Sorry, you need to get used to the microphone setup in this room. Yes, so we know time is of the essence with dealing with the roof, and so we'll be keeping a close eye in partnership with the current tenant, the Junior League. And so that's what we do think it's timely to move forward. And if something can be resolved in less than a year, that'd be great. It'd be great to take care of the roof within the calendar year 2026, one way or the other.
Councilmember Schmidt.
Sorry, and I know I'm getting really specific, but a lot of people came out to make comments, so I want to make sure I understood. So the roof discussion will be part of that broader study session. It'll be a holistic looking at the roof and the repairs that are needed, and all that's going to be part as well as any contractual items? Or do we already know what we need to do with the roof and that's going to be separate somehow?
Let's see. So there's a chance that given as nature may present itself, there may be something more urgent that we'll need to address, and we'll address that as needed. So part of it will depend on, I'll say, like what the weather's like. So,
but just sort of chiming in on that, the city sees it as its responsibility, as far as like in this period
for long term, for long term, for sure, yes.
Yeah. But if anything happens in the moment, like in the next 12 months, like, right, the city sees it as its responsibility to
that part I'm not.
Okay, all right. Yes. So good, we
It'll
cleared that
depend
up.
on what the lease says. Yep.
Okay, all right, totally fair.
But the city did, staff is recommending the 12-month lease extension with the study session, and we will move ahead from there. Does anyone want to entertain a motion? Well, I will go ahead and move then. The consent calendar.
I was going to say, I did want to extend my appreciation to everyone in the Junior League who came out. I also enjoyed the PowerPoint presentation, which I thought was very informative. And for me personally, very much appreciate and understand the Junior League as a steward of the gatehouse, which I think is like the oldest gatehouse in California, or maybe the last existing gatehouse. And so I do think the Junior League's tenancy and stewardship is certainly what makes it special in part today. I would say that I do think that there are larger discussions to be had about city property and long-term leases, and whether it is even should be your obligation to repair the roof, or should it be our obligation. I do think that that's a discussion that the city needs to have, the city council needs to have, and that will take some time. I do think we should get to some clarity on, in the interim, who's responsible for what as it relates to the lease. But that's some understanding of my position. And with that, I'll second the mayor's. It was the mayor's motion.
Thank you. So I do have a motion on the floor by Mayor Nash and a second by City Council Member Combs to approve the consent calendar. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, by roll call vote, City Council Member Combs?
Yes.
City Council Member Taylor?
Yes.
City Council Member Schmidt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Mayor Nash?
Yes.
And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for the great turnout from the Junior League. So next we have a study session. Study sessions are an opportunity for city staff to introduce an item that will require policy direction from the City Council in the near future. City staff will provide a presentation. I will then call for public comment. After public comment, the City Council will discuss the matter interactively with staff. The City Council will not take any action on items addressed in study sessions. The City Council may provide direction to city staff for preparation of additional analysis or information necessary when the item returns to the City Council for action. Study session tonight is I-1, provide direction for a public meetings, transportation, location, interpretation, and translation services accessibility policy. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Wise, and City Council members. Today's study session introduces a proposed framework for a public meeting accessibility policy. Staff seeks your direction to develop a policy for future City Council consideration. Tonight, we'll review current practices and present recommendations. No action will be taken tonight, but looking for City Council direction to shape the policy. The EJ element adopted in 2024 is a guide in this effort. It emphasizes multilingual outreach, equitable engagement, and hosting meetings in underserved communities. This policy aims to assist with implementing those goals. Menlo Park is a multilingual community. Nearly 4 in 10 residents speak a language other than English at home, with Spanish being the most common. While services have been provided, there is no formal policy guiding consistent accessibility across public meetings. Here are our meeting accessibility current practices. Transportation services have been offered for 3 City Council meetings since 2023 with limited ridership. This includes 3 pickup and drop-off locations in the Belle neighborhood, to and from City Council meetings held at the City Council chambers. The City Council is holding the second meeting at BHCC this evening, and 6 of our 7 commissions have hosted meetings at BHCC in 2025. Spanish interpretation has been provided by public request or when staff anticipates a need for a topic like the environmental justice and safety elements, or budget public hearings and meetings held at BHCC. This includes the use of 4 interpreters, 2 in person and 2 virtual. Translation of written material is limited to specific agenda items, such as the police RIPA report and the housing and environmental justice elements. Moving on to staff's recommendations. For transportation, staff is recommending that transportation services would be offered for meetings with significant community impact, which is the current practice. This supports access for Belhaven residents and aligns with our environmental justice or EJ goals. The estimated cost is $220 per meeting. Looking at our location recommendations, hosting meetings at BHCC increases accessibility and visibility in an underserved area. Staff recommendations for meeting locations is to comply with the EJ. EJ action item EJ7.3 or .D.3 is to conduct City Council meetings in underserved communities at least twice per year. Action item EJ7.D.5 evaluates scheduling of public meetings in order to allow for a wide range of participation options around typical and atypical working hours. Staff understands this as commissions hosting 1 meeting per year at BHCC. Meetings held at BHCC do use over 20 additional staff hours for facility setup, technology testing, and taking down. For interpretation services, I want to refresh everyone's memory that interpretation refers to the live person interpretation of a meeting. Staff recommends a cost-effective model using Zoom and 1 interpreter at all public, City Council, and Commission meetings. This ensures Spanish-speaking residents can participate. The approximate cost of virtual interpretation in this recommendation would be a range of $160 to $800 per meeting. This is, of course, dependent on the length of the meeting. In comparison, our current interpretation services, which utilize 4 interpreters, averages $3,000 per meeting. For our translation services, and this is services for written material provided, staff is recommending continuing our human translated staff reports and attachments for the Police Department quarterly update and RIPA report, and item related to general plan amendments. Staff is also evaluating tools to expand access to agendas and minutes in multiple languages. In the interim, the use of web-based transition tools like Google Translate can be used to translate agendas, minutes, and public hearing notices into Spanish and subsequently published to the city's website. While tonight's discussion has no fiscal impact, future policy implementation will require budget allocations. On the screen are the estimates that will assist in planning. Input received by the City Council this evening will be used to prepare a formal policy for City Council review and approval. Future City Council public meeting accessibility policy agenda items will include proposed standards, best practices, and estimated costs for City Council review, approval, or additional direction. Staff is seeking City Council direction on transportation, locations, interpretation, and translation services. The City Council may consider expanding beyond the minimum staff recommendations. And with that, I am happy to answer any clarifying questions or open it up to public comment.
City Clerk Herron, let's open it up to public comment at this time.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on our study session item I-1 related to meeting accessibility policy, if you are in person, you can return that speaker card here to us at the clerk's desk. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Okay, currently have one speaker, so this will be the final call for public comment on our study session item I-1. All right, I'd like to invite Pam Jones.
Good evening, Pam Jones, resident of Menlo Park, Belhaven neighborhood. Welcome to the community campus. It's been a while since you have been here. Thank you, Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Wise, and council members and staff. Really appreciate the report and the detail in it. Looking forward to seeing the budget on the actual cost when it's recommended of all of these things. It is really critical to have these services here in this part of the community. And I also see it as a part of, some of you may remember that document that we worked on for a number of years, Connect Menlo. You know, we cannot be a connected city unless we are really reaching out to all of the city. This really ensures that all residents are welcome. So we know that you welcome us when you come here to Belhaven, and that we're a part of the decision making. And regardless of whether or not it actually directly affects us, we should be a part of all of the decisions made affecting the city, because we really are one city at the end of the day. In addition to the recommended meetings, it's also important to consider there may be times when additional meetings to a special accommodation by having them here, because of the item on the agenda has a critical effect on the community, or is one such as when we really decide to talk about displacement, where there's going to be a different kind of input when you come to people's home, and we're the ones that tend to be the most affected by this one. So again, coming here also is a way that we may be able to engage our newest residents that live in the high-rise, the high-density apartments over near on Haven Avenue, as well as near Marsh Road, because we have a substantial population there that most people don't even think about, and they don't have any services over there. So by bringing meetings to them would be a way of really making them feel engaged as a part of the city. So again, thank you for the work that you're doing. Season's greetings and all the other things, and hope that you have safe holidays. Thank you.
We did have one hand raised virtually, inviting Adina Levin.
All right. Yes, Adina Levin with Menlo Together, and we did wanted to first of all support what Pam Jones has just said, and we did support the environmental justice element, including the access provisions that were recommended. Glad that the City Council is considering these, and will leave it there, supporting what Ms. Jones has said. Thank you.
Okay, and we did have an additional card inviting Marlene.
Council members and staff, my name is Marlon. I also supported outreach with the environmental justice and safety element, and have worked in the community for 5 years and trying to make it providing civic engagement so we have residents making sure that their voices are heard, but also in helping ways that the city and also even other groups and agencies are able to connect with residents in a meaningful way. And I also want to extend a thank you to the interpreters here today. I know how hard they work and how meaningful that is to the residents to be able to engage in these meetings and have their voices heard, as we heard at the beginning of the meeting. And it was a little bit hard to hear about Google Translate. I think that, yes, it can be an easy way to just generally translate information, but I think that we do really need to think about that and have people that have knowledge about what are the best ways to translate any language from any language, because a lot of the times it doesn't make sense. If you travel and you're trying to communicate with people, a lot of the times it's gibberish. And so I think just keeping that in mind and trying to use a glossary of best practices of translating a word to word so that we can understand it and not just say, we checked the box, it translated from English to Spanish, English to, another language. So just want to keep that in the back of your head as well. Thank you.
Okay, seeing no further hands or cards, Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you, and thank you to all the public speakers, and especially a shout out. I appreciated the shout out to our translators here tonight. Thank you. So with that, I would like to open for City Council discussion. Who'd like to go first? Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Nash. Wanting to make sure I understand. So as it relates to the interpretation, like recommendation, so that's $700 a meeting.
City Councilmember Combs, can you repeat that question? I apologize.
The interpretation services, the proposal at $700, that cost estimate, is that $700 a meeting?
Yeah, that's an approximate cost for a 4-hour meeting.
Okay.
So depending on length, I mean, it's $160 per hour. So.
And that would be every meeting, or the meeting that triggers a special interpretation engagement model?
Yes, thank you for the question. The idea would be to provide it at all city council meetings and all commission meetings. So for every meeting offering the interpretation services, and the single interpreter would be virtual and be able to provide the translation of a Spanish received comment in English.
Okay, and so what's the status quo? What do we currently do?
Currently, we have 4 interpreters. So we've got the 2 in person, the 2 virtual. So we're providing a live in-person interpretation, and then who's ever on Zoom and it opts into the Spanish channel, they're hearing it live. The recommendation is to present a screen within each of the meeting venues that have closed captioning in Spanish via Zoom, which is at no cost. And so any Spanish speaker would be able to see the meeting in Spanish. And then if someone were to provide a live comment in Spanish, we'd have our one interpreter who is virtual who can provide that interpretation.
And so, but like, so the four interpreters, that's not every meeting.
Correct.
That's just the select,
Yes.
a few meetings. And so then the plan of $700 for every city council and every commission meeting, right? Because right now we provide any interpretation for commission meetings.
We are not.
Okay. So what do we know roughly, like what would be the total of every commission meeting and every city council meeting?
I don't have the amount right now, but we could come up with an estimate and provide that to the council.
Okay. And so, and then the transportation, that proposal is connected to, again, special meetings, or would that be every meeting where we would provide, because stepping back, like, right, the transportation currently is provided for special meetings. And so is the recommendation for the transportation to continue for just special meetings or for every meeting?
Yes, great question. So yeah, the recommendation is continue the current practice, which would be offering it for things like priority goal setting, annual budget, public hearing, and any general plan amendments. That's what we're currently offering it for, and that would be the new recommendation as well, is to continue that practice.
Okay, and you said that with regards to the transportation, it had to date, the use had been limited. What is the number for limited?
So on March 18th of 2023, we had 0 riders. September 24th, 2024, 0 riders. June 10th, 2025, 8 riders. And I do believe that the June 10th sounds like a budget public hearing event or meeting. And then in March and September, those would have been perhaps priority setting March 18th of 23, and then a general plan amendment or element item on September 24th of 2024.
And then my final question for the moment, at least, has the city, so, and that transportation is from the Belhaven Community Campus to council chambers. Correct me if I'm wrong. Has the council, or has the city, so two-part question. One, has the city historically, can anyone recall, ever provided transportation to council chambers from any other parts of the city? And has there been some analysis of whether there exists the need or desire or interest in other parts of the city for having transportation to certain council meetings?
Thank you for the question. We do offer it from 3 locations within the Belhaven neighborhood. It is, I believe, Ivy Plaza, the Belhaven Community Campus, and the 3rd location, I would have to.
So that's, but all in Belhaven?
But all within District 1.
Yeah, nothing from like, you guys don't go to Sharon Heights Plaza, Shopping Plaza. There's no shuttle there. Okay, all right, thanks.
Actually, I'd like to ask one clarifying question on that. On the interpretation services, I know on the website there is a 72-hour form and request form for 72 hours. So are we only providing interpretation services currently for council meetings that have had someone request it within 72 hours?
Yes, so the current practice for interpretation is by request with that 72-hour form. And then we also offer them automatically at meetings held at BHCC. And for, again, special topics, environmental justice, safety element, I think those would be the buckets. Yeah, and budget is currently.
Thank you. Councilmember Schmidt.
Thank you. I appreciate the work on this, because I feel like this is one of those things that could easily be missed in how we engage with our residents. A couple quick things on the transportation, interpretation, and translation. I'm feeling inclined to go with staff recommendation, working out some of the nuance of that with an emphasis on city council. I think I'm less worried about some of the commissions because those are a lot more specialized and less likely to be attended. But the one part that I want to request us to think about is on the location. I feel pretty strongly that we should maybe consider doubling the number of city council meetings to 4 held here and maybe 2 per commission a year. I know in the EJ we've got a baseline, but one of the best things I've been able to do over the last 3 years is attend the CCCT meetings with Belhaven leaders and listen to resident voices. And so I feel like the more we're here, the more it's going to engage different community members. So I think we need to be here. I don't think we need to necessarily be sitting behind that dais. I would sit on a street corner if it allowed us to listen to residents in District 1 more actively on a more regular basis. So I'm hoping that we can increase the number of city council meetings and commission meetings in the Belhaven location. Thanks.
Vice Mayor Wise.
Thank you. So just, providing my thoughts here. On transportation, I actually was very excited to see this. I know it is an additional cost to the city, and this is just an idea. I realize it might not have support, but maybe if, and I don't know if this is even possible, but maybe if a certain number of residents wanted to go to a meeting and could like request the shuttle, like the way that we currently have them request interpretation, and maybe like if a certain number sign up, then we could have the shuttle go for that meeting. I realize that we already do it for special meetings, but I think it would be nice to also include it for meetings that folks just want to go to generally. Would be happy to do 2 meetings here, would be happy to do 4 meetings here. So happy to be flexible on that. I'm actually very supportive of the interpretation generally for all city council meetings, but also for the commissions. I completely understand it. It does sound like it is a large commitment in terms of budget, but I would still like to see what that number would be for both city council and commissions, just because I realize that commissions are, obviously more specialized, but I just don't, I just think it would be great to just see more engagement. And I just think if you can't understand what's going on, you're never going to, tap into the meeting. So I just think it would be a great and wonderful thing to do. So again, don't know if there's support, but I would love to see what those numbers are for what that would cost. And I think that's it. Thank you.
Councilmember Combs.
Okay, thanks. So I'll since we're going through and providing the thoughts, I'll provide my thoughts going down the list of staff recommendations. Transportation, I would be in favor of discontinuing current practices because they're not being used. So to me, it's a really simple decision there, possibly in the case of the annual budget workshop. But other than that, I think it's clear that it was a good idea, but it is not actually being used by residents on any consistent basis. I do like, in theory, the vice mayor's thinking as it relates to transportation of like having some critical mass requirement. But then my question would be that like, if that's the case, if we're saying that like, oh, we're looking for a critical number, a key number of residents, and then we'll provide the transportation services. I think the question then would be then, well, why wouldn't we provide that for Sharon Heights, or why wouldn't we provide that for West Menlo? If a group of residents in those areas or those neighborhoods also met whatever our bar was, it to me would suggest then that this would be something that you would offer across the city, especially since, again, like offering it specifically in District 1 has, for the most part, it's not been used. So going down the locations, again, I think the two council meetings and at the community campus is, I would be aligned with that. I would not be aligned with more. I do think we, governments have a seat of government. And sometimes it's not the most convenient. I would actually say that, like, I mean, for instance, Washington, D.C. is not very convenient if you live in California, but that's where our national seat of government sits. In the case of Menlo Park, the seat of government, the Burgess complex, is actually in the center of the city for the most part. And so I think having more sessions at the community campus, well, it seems like a good idea. It does make it less accessible for those on the west side of town. And to be clear, those on the west side of town for these meetings are traveling in traffic at that moment. Whereas in theory, you're sort of traveling against traffic patterns at that time of day. And so, yeah, I think so. You can shake, but either way, Burgess Park is centrally located, and this is not, and that is a fact. And so, and I do think we have to have questions about when we have this idea in our head about making something more accessible, are we making it less accessible for other groups of people? And that reminds me, it's a few weeks ago, I actually, in one of my final acts as mayor, hosted a group of third graders from Belhaven Elementary School to City Hall, City Council chambers. And the police also put on a presentation, and I provided them with a presentation about city government. And one of the things in my PowerPoint presentation that I do for kids to show them what government does is I show them recent projects, like the Willow Oaks Park or the Coleman Avenue bike lanes. I have also shared, and I share for these third graders from the Belhaven Elementary School about the Belhaven Community Campus. Not only had those third graders never been to the community campus, not one of them, they had never even heard of it. And their teacher, Nicole Casadas, with the city manager's office, who was there with me, we both looked at each other shocked. The city paid $50 million for this, and you're in school, you've got third graders a few blocks away, and they hadn't even heard of it. And their teacher hadn't even heard of it. That's what we should be focused on. That should be the focus. How is it that the few blocks away, they had never, Ms. Casadas, so shocked, she's like, I'm going to go right now and get some brochures about the community campus to bring here, and you cannot leave this, you cannot leave this field trip without it. And so for me, that is, when we talk about accessibility, that is the accessibility I think we should be worried about and focused on. That there are third graders who are going to school just a few blocks away who, when I talked about this campus, did not know what I was talking about. And so, and I just wanted to make my point and my reasoning on that clear. Moving on, interpretation services. Again, I think we can do things that make us feel good, but what's the value if no one is actually using them? And so what I've heard is not any analysis of whether we actually have some exclusive native Spanish speakers who want to listen to a library commission meeting. Have you gone? There's no one who wants to listen to a library commission meeting except for the people on the library commission. So, so to me, again, these are things that may make us feel good, but I think we have to be more focused on actually delivering value. And so I would want to see some analysis of this market. And I know we're not a startup, so I'm not gonna, but what's the market demand here? Is it real? Would we really be providing some value? or are we just doing things to make ourselves feel good? And so for me, I would be not in favor of expanding interpretation services. Again, the key city council meetings, I would say we could do a pilot of like a couple of planning commission meetings. But then again, like I would say, I would want to see and understand, like, are there people who are actually using it? If we were getting a bunch of people who are utilizing the interpretation services for the planning commission, then I think we could have a discussion about like how that might that might expand to other commissions. But again, my default would not be just to roll this out across all city council meetings and commission meetings. And I'm fine with the translation recommendation. Thank you.
Thank you. City Council Member Taylor.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. I will start with the transportation for my feedback or for my direction, and that is, I'm not sure what was in the shuttle study. I do know that the shuttle does not run in the evening time, which could actually provide transportation throughout the city to council meetings and also to commissions. So if there's any feedback in there that may be useful in this, I do believe that giving access throughout the city is helpful. Also, and I believe, I'm not sure if Vice Mayor Wise made this comment just around some type of on-demand. So if it's requested that it's made available, I do believe that we do need to create access throughout the city. However, if there has been limited access or none in some areas, maybe we need to pay more attention there. As far as locations, I'm supportive of having 2+ council meetings at BHCC, since these are our city facilities where we do own land, that we can actually use that space to provide additional access to our residents. As far as the Spanish, the interpretation, I am supportive of making sure that the majority of our translations are done by a person, by a translator. I do know there is regular training. There is additional care given to translating from one language to the other when it is a person. And let's see. And as far as the interpretation, I am comfortable with the recommendation from City Clerk Herron, and I think I have covered everything. Was there something else that we needed to provide direction on?
I believe you've covered it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Vice Mayor West, I can go after you. Oh, I'll be very quick. Just on transportation, I do also want to say I completely agree. And staff, please do not hate me, but like I would love to see shuttles also come from the west side. I live really close walking distance to a senior community center that I know we've visited before, and a lot of them express that they don't have cars. So yes, one that picks up at like the Safeway in Sharon Heights would be great. I realize I'm just like saying this, and you know, all of this costs money and time. So I don't really have solutions, but maybe, and I'm also totally open to some sort of like pilot system of like, you know, using the interpretations for city council, like seeing how many people are using it, and then expanding to commissions like as there's demand, or maybe by seeing like who's the most interested. Just because and I totally hear you. I guess my only concern is that, again, like I just feel like if you don't think that like if you just always assume and just know that like something's not going to be available to you, I don't think you'll ever like purposefully avail yourself to it. And so again, I say all of this knowing that this all costs money and takes so much time, but I just think it would be nice to like try and move to a place where we can get just a bit more inclusive. But I also really appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate all the comments that have been made up here. I guess on the transportation, I would like to continue to have transportation services available. I think that if we can do a 72-hour request system, if that works, that would be the way to go, because there is no point in running a shuttle, creating more traffic when there's no one on the shuttle. And I think that, I believe 72 hours is about what staff needs in order to get the shuttle running. So I would like to see that. I would definitely like to see it when meetings are in Belhaven, to have the shuttle running from like Burgess to Belhaven, so people can take advantage of that again on a 72-hour request system. And I think it's actually really interesting. We were in the same meeting when, yes, the group of seniors at the senior residence on the Alameda, the community was very interested in attending some meetings, and they don't necessarily have a way to get here. So perhaps we could do some sort of just see whether people request it, and see whether the requests that people actually follow through and take the shuttle, and do I don't know, 6-month pilot, something like that, to see whether it's really used, and only run the shuttles when they're being requested. I have a similar idea for the for the translation, where again, I think I really like having translation here. Translation when it helps people engage with the council, with the government. I'm sorry. Yes. Thank you so much. Interpretation. Again, I think that should be on a request basis, if possible. And if it's, especially for commissions. Unfortunately, I agree that we do not get a lot of public attending meetings. You know, perhaps if we have translation services, that would encourage some people. I would like to see the commissions have translation available on a request basis, and see whether that gets any interest. And I think when I was talking to the city manager, we could actually do the translation on a 24-hour. Was I correct? Anyway, if we can shorten the 72-hour, or am I confusing? The shuttle was 24-hour. Translation was still 72-hour. Anyway, request basis for both the interpretation and the transportation with the shuttle. And then location, I would love to see more meetings here, but I hesitate to have it as a priority to have more than, I think the suggestion to have 2 council meetings and 1 of each of the 7 commissions at the Belhaven Community Campus is a good place to start, and strive to have at least 1 additional city council meeting, but don't actually put it in just when there's a need. I think the idea of having, if the displacement topic, when we discuss that, yes, this would be a great place to hold the meeting. And the SB, there's a Senate Bill 707, which is just coming into play, and that's applies to cities, agencies with a population of 250,000 or more, serving a population of 250,000 or more. So hopefully some of these, the logistics of some of this, the translation, the interpretation we will get some more best practices from these larger cities, and be able to sort of piggyback as they get their services up and running, be able to learn what they are doing and what's working. And I guess just as has been said about the translation, there really is a difference, or there has always been a difference between live translation and computer translation. With AI, maybe it will be getting better, but I think we definitely should be watching the quality of the work and balancing the quality versus the the financial, how much it costs, and also just how much time, staff resources it takes. So, any other comments at this time? City Clerk Karen, would you like to sort of review what's been said? Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Nash. So I will have a couple of questions for location. I think the direction received is doing at least 2, if not more, city council meetings at BHCC and continuing aiming for at least 1 commission meeting at BHCC annually. The second one is doing a request form for transportation services, a 72-hour request form for shuttle services from BHCC or the Belhaven neighborhood to the city council chambers, and also having that same option for people when meetings are held at BHCC from Burgess to BHCC. The next one I want some clarification on is related to translation, and again, this is written material. There was city council discussion around approving the recommendation, which is our current practice, and then there was some discussion we just had related to a 24-hour request for documents to be translated. So just wanted to get some clarity there on next steps for staff.
I believe that was probably for me, and I actually meant interpretation as opposed to translation.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So then for translation, what I have is continuing to pursue the recommendation as provided by staff. And then for our interpretation, again, there was some great discussion around that. And one was there was a recommendation for a 24-hour request form for interpretation, which again is that live meeting verbal interpretation. I think that could be doable. Again, we'll just have to check with our current interpreter's agreement to confirm cancellation. Currently, we request that 72-hour notice for interpretation, so modifying that to 24 is something staff could look into.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yes.
Again, I think that was my confusion, and the interpretation, in fact, is 72 hours, and the transportation is 24 hours.
Perfect. That's very, very helpful. So I'll update the transportation item, or the transportation direction from 72 to 24-hour request form. Shuttle both ways, depending on where the meeting's at. And so for interpretation, again, the live verbal interpretation of a meeting, there was discussion around perhaps doing a pilot at city council meetings or planning commission meetings to analyze that usage, or retaining it to be upon request, and basically our current practice, so either upon request or for those few bucket items that we have that we believe would benefit from live interpretation.
I would do it upon request. I don't know what. Does anyone else have a? This is for interpretation.
Correct. That's our live interpretation.
Yes, the live interpretation.
Yes. Thank you.
Just a question of clarification. So for the live interpretation, it would be the sort of single interpreter who is not virtual, like that would be the model, or would the model be would the current model of the 4 interpreters exist anywhere, and what you understand is the direction being provided by council?
Yeah, so the direction I'm hearing now is to perhaps do a pilot with the 1 virtual interpreter at city council meetings to gauge the usage. And again, that virtual interpreter would only be providing interpretation for Spanish received public comments for those who speak English. And along with that, we would be providing that additional screen for Spanish speakers to actually see the closed captioning in Spanish. So they would still be able to see the meeting, participate in the meeting, and then if they had comment, we'd be able to have that interpreted at the meeting.
And you would have to ask for that, like, right? It wouldn't exist as default, even for something like the budget workshop. It would always need to be asked for.
The interpretation upon request, yes. And we could do it current practice where if we are doing upon request solely, that we could have it set for the 4 interpreters, where we have them in person, we have them virtually, and kind of giving that full spectrum of service. The recommendation for the sole single virtual was the recommendation based on having those additional screens and providing it at every meeting. Where if we're no longer going to be, if we're not pursuing providing interpretation at every meeting, and we're going to pursue just keeping it upon request, then there might be a better need for us to offer the 4 virtual, 2 virtual, 2 in-person interpreters at those upon request meetings.
I mean, so I'll just chime in. Like I get how you ended up there. My thinking would be that, like, you know, on request for like a certain select body of meetings. I don't know what that is, but I don't know. Again, like I would see any value of someone requesting a random library commission meeting. And so I wouldn't put that as even part of the option set. But then when there is the request, I think for me, the default would be the single virtual interpreter, like across the board. Again, unless someone can show like that, again, you know, $3,000 is not an insignificant amount of money. And especially when I don't know that like the full value prop that people are actually using it has been proven out to me. And I'm not talking, I'm just looking in your direction, but not talking to you. And so, but that's, again, but also I will admit I'm a little confused, having nothing to do with you, but just about like the different models and levels and options. And so.
Yes. I would also just, hopefully not to, to make it any more confusing, with the forms. I mean, we could get, and this might be too in the weeds, and I apologize if it is, we could like request or even require forms to be filled that we understand the need of the person. Do they need to hear the meeting in Spanish? Do they need to provide a comment in Spanish? Do they need both? And then that can kind of tell us whether we're going to do one virtual, who would provide the Spanish speaker the opportunity to be interpreted, or if the interpretation request was for both audio and visual and verbal, then we could go that higher cost with the 4. But again, I mean, and these are all things that I can return to the City Council with better cost estimates and more details. If you guys are just interested in kind of pursuing, if we're doing it upon request, what that request looks like.
I would certainly leave it up to you, with the idea that I think it would be interesting to try to pilot using one and see how that works, but have the option to use 4. I would also have it standard for the budget priorities and the anything to do with the general plan, that we would have interpretation services automatically. And maybe at that point use the single unless we have signups, but
So continuing to have
continuing the current policy.
Correct. Current practices, and I can return again to the City Council with some other options when we're thinking about request forms.
That sounds great. And also if it can be, if there can be a possible phone option.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Other?
So apologies, yes, through the mayor. That looks like we do have direction on transportation, locations, now interpretation and translation. So I feel that staff is clear on the direction received tonight. there's any further questions from City Council or? Okay.
Councilmember, actually,
Oh,
one
please,
moment.
yes.
Councilmember Schmidt, please.
Yeah, I appreciate all this, and I agree with the direction we're heading. I just want to go back and say, and really be on the record and state that I feel like accessibility and engagement are different. So as I read the pack, I know we're talking about the accessibility policy, but the environmental justice element focuses on engagement. And so I think the set of solutions is fine, but it really feels like it only goes 25% of the way towards the spirit of what the EJ element really is meant to represent. You know, the goal of EJ 7.D and D3 is, you know, more engagement in underserved communities. And so while I appreciate this as a step forward, I wouldn't want this to be the only step that we take, because I feel like we still have a really long way to go to properly engage residents, particularly in District 1. So I just want to be on the record stating good step forward, but I don't think this is the whole journey. So thanks.
Thank you. I think we're ready to move on to regular business. Under regular business, the City Council considers recommendations from city staff on policy matters or administrative actions that require City Council approval. The first regular business item is J1, consider and adopt a resolution to approve a side letter of agreement amending the memorandum of understanding between the City of Menlo Park and the Menlo Park Police Officers Association to implement a police hiring and retention incentive program. Here to introduce the item is Human Resources Manager Charla Freckman.
Good evening, Mayor Nash, Vice Mayor Weiss, and City Council members. This item before you for consideration is to adopt a resolution to approve a side letter agreement amending the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Menlo Park and the Menlo Park Police Officers Association, and I'll refer to that as POA hereinafter. The purpose of this side letter for your consideration this evening is to implement a police hiring and retention incentive program. The recommended police hiring and retention incentive program came about based on input from the city's management team regarding recruitment challenges that they are experiencing in certain classifications. I would like to take a few minutes to provide you with some background information. As you know, competition for police officers has been an ongoing challenge throughout California. The Human Resources Division and the Police Department have collaborated to develop a pilot program to provide hiring incentives for lateral police officers and police academy graduates. After the final recommendation was complete, Human Resources met and conferred with the POA, which resulted in all parties signing a tentative side letter agreement on November 7th, 2025. These incentives are intended to assist the city's recruitment and retention efforts in addressing the vacancies in these two police classifications: lateral police officer and academy graduate police recruits. The POA represents employees in the police officer and police corporal classifications. The current vacancy rate for the POA bargaining unit is 14.29%. This was the rate back in May, and currently that rate remains today. The vacancy rate data also includes police recruits, although technically not part of the POA bargaining unit, but we do include police recruits in our vacancy rate. There are 5 vacancies in the police officer classification currently, and 3 in the police recruit classification. Corporals are fully staffed currently. This vacancy rate, as I mentioned, remained unchanged since last May when the vacancy rate was presented to your council. However, it is noted that although the vacancy rate is the same percentage-wise, the number of vacancies in each of the classifications has changed. Since last May, there have been a high turnover in both police officer and police recruits due to a variety of factors. This recommended program is intended to be cost neutral for fiscal year 25-26 and would be funded with salary savings from the vacant positions currently. Next slide. Next, I would like to highlight the basic elements of the program structure. There are going to be two different levels or tiers that are recommended. One tier is for Police Academy graduates, and the other tier is for lateral police officers. Structural components for the Police Academy graduate tier is that the eligibility requirements that have been established are that the candidates must be a graduate of a post or peace officer standards training certified academy and also possess a valid post certificate. Employees that the city has sponsored to go through the police academy are not eligible for the incentive program because the city is paying for their academy education. The total incentive for the police academy graduate tier is $10,000. And this incentive would be paid in incremental payments upon successful completion of the following two milestones. $5,000 upon successful completion of the field training officer program. And then the second would be $5,000 upon successfully passing the probationary period and completing 1 year of service. So those are the two milestones for the Police Academy graduate tier. Next slide. For the other tier regarding lateral police officers, the eligibility requirements are that the candidates must have already attained a post certificate in California and have successfully completed the employing agency's probationary period of not less than 1 year. So they're coming to us with at least 1 year of experience. Any candidate with prior sworn Menlo Park City experience, we have decided that they would not be eligible for the incentive program. The total incentive monies that would be paid under this tier would be $40,000 and also paid in incremental payments upon successful completion of the following milestones. As you can see on the screen, the initial is $10,000 upon acceptance of a final offer of employment. That makes them eligible for the first milestone, but it's payable in the first actual paycheck after hire. The second milestone is $10,000 upon successfully passing probation and completing 1 year of service. Third milestone is $5,000 upon successfully passing probation and completing 2 years of service. The next milestone would be another $5,000 upon successfully passing probation and completing 3 years of service. And lastly, $10,000 upon successfully passing probation and completing 4 years of service. Just a couple of other details regarding the program structure that we're recommending is that monies paid out of this incentive program are deemed not to be pensionable as special compensation under the CalPERS regulations, and this applies to both tiers. Lastly, both tiers are based on a forfeiture model, where this means that the incentives are paid contingent upon meeting the identified milestones over a set period of time as outlined. If the employee fails to meet one of the milestones, then they will forfeit their eligibility for any further incentives provided in the program. Next slide. Now I'd like to just provide a few highlights of how the administration of this police hiring and incentive program will work. By the way, there are program administrative guidelines that have been established and are incorporated by reference into the side letter with the POA. The program guidelines are in Exhibit A of your Attachment A in the staff report. Human Resources will be responsible for program administration and for resolving such issues as eligibility and interpretation of program application. Human Resources and the Police Department will then jointly review the program at least once annually to evaluate the continued need for the program. This review will be then used to recommend to the city manager for a determination on one of three options. 1, continue the program in the current fiscal year, or 2, suspend the program with 14 days notice to the POA, or 3, include funds in the proposed budget for the city council consideration for the following fiscal year. At this time, we intend to have the program running for a fiscal year. However, we will be publicly reporting out on the status of the program and the success of the program during the annual report out on vacancies this coming May. One last item regarding program administration. The effective date of the program is February 25, 2025. This program will automatically sunset at the end of the term of the current POA MOU, which expires on August 31st, 2027. However, unless the city manager decides to extend the program in conjunction with the approval of the POA. This concludes my report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. City Clerk Herron, do we have any public comment?
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on regular business item J1 related to the MOU between the City of Menlo Park and the POA and the Police Hiring Retention Incentive Program, if you are in person, return that speaker card. If you're virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. This is the final call for public comment on regular business item J1. Being no further hands or cards, Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. I would now like to open for City Council questions and discussion. Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, not wanting to prevent any discussion here, but I'll make the motion. But there can be discussion, and I also want to acknowledge a major emergency event today, which required fast action from our police department. My thoughts are with everyone who were involved in that incident. But yeah, I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Councilmember Schmidt.
Thanks. I had a question. Wanted to echo what Councilmember Combs just said, but so I understand it's tough to attract particularly laterals, and that we've had some retirements and other things. There was one part that I was just hoping to get a little clarification on, because this feels really well constructed and solid. In the background section of the report, it says that the incentive is designed to attract quality candidates, reduce the timeline to hire, and reduce the cost to hire. And the data says 1.5 years is the timeline and $100K is the cost. But what's a little confusing is then later in the analysis section, it says the metrics are the vacancy rate in positions, the successful performance, and the retention of employees hired. Those aren't the same thing. So if the vacancy rate goes down, the performance increases, and the retention increases, but the timeline doesn't move and the costs don't move, what are we using to gauge? What's the set of metrics that's going to be used to engage whether we continue the program year on year? Sense? Two sets of metrics, I think, and I'm curious which one we're going to.
Would someone on staff like to address that?
Obviously, some of the metrics are going to be the vacancy rate It's going to also be impact the number of vacancies that are filled, whether fully staffed or a percentage are filled, the impact on operations and community service, how quickly field training can be completed. It varies sometimes. I think it's between 4 and 6 months. Other metrics obviously will be the cost savings as noted. The annual approximate cost for a fully trained and onboard officer is $100,000. I maybe ask Stephen if he wants to elaborate any more from a financial perspective.
So just to make sure I heard that right. So those two variables may or may not change. The reduced time to hire and the reduced cost to hire may or may not change. The incentive's more designed around vacancy rate and completion of the milestones. Is that?
The cost of a hire won't change. It will be, the only way it'll be reduced rather is if we don't hire because we're fully staffed.
Right, it's retention, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay, thank you.
So I had one comment, and that is just to make sure that there's no confusion with the program about the acceptance, that lateral police officers are paid for their acceptance of final offer, that we don't get any confusion between that and that it's actually paid out on the first paycheck. And so if someone does not actually get their first paycheck, they don't, they accept the final offer, but they don't actually show up. Just make sure that they do not believe that they are entitled to this.
We are working on language that addresses those issues that would be incorporated into the final offer letter, so that they understand that they may be eligible by signing, but the payout won't be until they're actually on board and getting paid, and it would probably be in the first paycheck. So if there's something that happens between signing an offer and then reneging, then they're not going to receive the payout, even though they were initially eligible. They never did start.
Okay, the start is what, the start and receiving the paycheck is obviously what is
Right,
the real,
correct.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Schmidt, did you actually make a second to the motion?
I'm happy to, sorry, yeah, I'd be happy to make a second.
You, Councilmember Wise, any comments? Very good, thank you. So there's a motion and a second on the floor. City Clerk Herron, could you please state the motion and call for the vote?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Nash. And can you refresh me on who the motioner was? I know the second was Schmidt. Thank you. So we have a motion on the floor by City Councilmember Combs and a second by City Councilmember Schmidt to adopt a resolution to approve a side letter of agreement amending the MOU between the City of Menlo Park and the Menlo Park POA to implement a police hiring and retention incentive program for police academy graduates and lateral police officers to address recruitment and retention challenges. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, by roll call vote, City Councilmember Combs?
Yes.
City Councilmember Schmidt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Mayor Nash?
Yes.
And the motion passes with City Councilmember Taylor absent. Thank you.
Thank you. The next regular business item is J2, appoint City Council representatives, alternates, and liaisons to various local and regional agencies and as liaisons to City Council advisory bodies. Here to introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So this item is being returned to the City Council. It is requesting that the City Council make their annual appointments to various local and regional agencies and as liaisons to City Council advisory bodies. Annually, the City Council appoints members to represent the city or as a liaison for City Council. Also recommended are two newly identified liaison appointments to the San Mateo County Transit District, or SamTrans, and the San Mateo County Transportation Authority. As a liaison, it is anticipated that the City Council member could serve as a primary point of contact with the board member from these agencies. Lastly, former City Council member Catherine Carlton, who currently serves on the San Mateo County Mosquito and Vector Control District, has requested a reappointment. This term is also directed by the City Council for either a 2- or 4-year appointment through December 2027 or 2029. Happy to answer any questions or open it up to public comment.
Thank you. Please open for public comment.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, any member of the public who wishes to provide comment on item J2, appointing city council members to local and regional agencies and to advisory bodies as liaisons. If you are in person, return that speaker card. Virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, press *9 now. Final call for a public comment on item J2. Seeing no hands or cards, Mayor Nash, we may continue.
Thank you. So what I'd like to do now is walk through the appointments as they are listed, and then before we make a motion, see if there's any adjustments after we've gone through the whole list. And I also, Councilmember Taylor and I talked about her interest today, and basically she is happy with the current assignments, but is also willing to adjust if others are interested. So, City Clerk Karen, thank you. So for the Association of Bay Area Governments, that is typically the mayor and vice mayor, which works. And also for the League of California Cities Peninsula Division, we will also have that. Pacific Community Fund Advisory, I'm happy to serve in that position as the mayor. And the San Mateo County Council of Cities and City Selection Committee, again, I am happy to serve as the primary and the vice mayor can serve as the secondary. Now the fun begins. So on BOSCA, I am currently the member and would be very happy to continue to serve in that capacity. For San Mateo County Mosquito and Vector Control District, Kat Carlton has been appointed in 2023. Her term ends in at the end of the month, and so assuming that we will continue with that no one else wants to take that position, we can appoint her to a 2-year or 4-year appointment. I would recommend a 2-year appointment, but I'm perfectly willing to any other suggestions. Figuring. Councilmember Combs.
Yeah, did Ms. Carlton express a preference for 4 years or 2 years? Do we know?
I don't believe so, but let me just double check the letter of interest that was submitted to the city. Just one moment.
I mean, I'd be fine to align with the mayor's suggestion. I think partly based on the idea that, like, yeah, in 2 years you have a new council and maybe they want to approach it differently, and so yeah.
Yes, and just in reviewing Kat Carlton's letter of interest, I do not see a request for either a 2 or 4 year, so City Council's full discretion here.
2-year is fine. Again, with, as Councilmember Combs said, there will be a future council who can extend or make a different decision. Thank you. So there we go. Good. So the next board is the Caltrain Modernization Local Policy Group. Currently, it is Vice Mayor Wise, with alternate being Councilmember Combs. Is there any other interest, or does that work? Great. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. With the CCAG, the City Council Association of Governments, primary is Councilmember Taylor. I am the alternate. Councilmember Taylor is interested in continuing. Is anyone else interested in the alternate position. I will say that I have not had to go this year. I've not been tapped for that. I'm happy to be the alternate. I'm also happy if someone else wants to. Okay, I will continue as the alternate. Could you? Okay.
If you get
Excellent. With Hart, Board Member Agency Committee, we currently have Councilmember Schmidt as the primary, Councilmember Combs as the alternate. Any changes? Getting easy. Excellent. Home for All, Councilmember Taylor is the representative, and there is no alternate. Councilmember Taylor is interested in continuing unless anyone else has a strong interest. Very good. It's Councilmember Taylor will continue. For the Meta Local Community Fund, again, Councilmember Taylor is interested in continuing. Unless there's anyone else, I am the alternate. This meets once a year. Does anyone else have an interest? Excellent. Actually, that has, no, there's no con. So the question was whether or not it has anything to do with the Belhaven Community Campus work, and it's actually, no, it's completely, it is separate from that, although that's, having said that, would you like to be the alternate?
Sure, yes.
Very good. So Councilmember Taylor will be the primary, and Vice Mayor Wise will be the alternate. For Peninsula Clean Energy, currently I am the primary and Vice Mayor Wise is the alternate. I am happy to keep it that way. Does that work? Okay. Very good. No, yeah, me too. Okay. Very good. For commute.org, Peninsula Traffic Congestion Relief Alliance, Councilmember Schmidt is the primary, Councilmember Combs is the alternate. That's still very good. For the San Francisco Creek JPA, Councilmember Combs is the primary, Councilmember Taylor is the alternate. Very good. We will continue with that. For the San Mateo Operational Area Emergency Services Organization, Councilmember Combs is the primary, Councilmember Taylor is the alternate.
I'm fine with that unless there's someone who has an interest in being the primary.
Right, we are sticking with that. Searsville Advisory Group, I have been the primary and Councilmember Wise, I'm sorry, Vice Mayor Wise is the alternate. We did not meet last year, but the discussion is that it will be meeting in the future. Do you want to continue? Does anyone want to step up in the primary role or, okay. You have a conflict, okay.
I believe this is a night district. So if you like the,
actually it's in, it's way up.
Oh,
no,
I
this
thought
is
it was by
in
the ocean.
Portola Valley.
Oh,
But
whatever you're happy with. I can be.
Why don't you take over the primary and I'll be the alternate?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Very good. And the SFO Airport Community Roundtable, primary is Councilmember Combs. The alternate is Councilmember Taylor.
I'm fine with keeping it as is. I will note that I have had challenges making this meeting work for my schedule. I'm talking to the city manager about alternate approaches, and so, but I'm fine with it. It's staying this way. But I did want to provide that caveat.
And I know that Councilmember Taylor said that she would also have challenges if getting to the meeting, but would be very available if it were to, if she could participate remotely. And I don't recall I didn't hear back.
Yeah, I think that that's something that the city manager and I are maybe exploring, like how that would look. And but that, and yeah, so we can keep it like it is. There's no need to change. I think Councilmember Taylor and I's ability to engage regularly, either one of us is dependent on us trying to find some way to have a co-location of the meeting, which we're going to explore.
Sounds good. Any other interest there, or does that work? Okay. All right. And I guess this is a good time to say, just as we're going through this, if people find challenges throughout the year making these meeting schedules, please bring it back to, well, actually let the city clerk know, and we can always reconsider appointments if our schedules change. And then there is the South Bayside Waste Management Authority. We currently have Councilmember Schmidt and Councilmember Taylor. I know you're very involved in that at this point. Great. So we will maintain that. For the Stanford Community Resource Group, I have been the primary, and with the alternate as Vice Mayor Wise. We actually have not met this year, but I anticipate that next year there will be more activity with the Stanford Next going up. Would you like to, we can switch, right? So we will reverse order. Thank you. And now we come to the advisory liaison assignments. I guess just looking at all of these assignments, is there any mixing up? Does anyone else have an interest, rather than just walking through all of these? Does anyone have an interest in changing, in trying a new commission? It is always interesting to get experience on a different commission. Is there Councilmember Combs?
Yeah, I don't actually have any interest in making any changes here. I do have a question, which may seem surprising that I'm 7 years into this, but are there any specific like obligations that come with your expectations that come with being a liaison to a commission, like that you're supposed to, and maybe this is in a handbook or so, like that you're supposed to attend so many commission meetings, or because obviously I don't know, or else I wouldn't be asking. But I am just curious since this came up. But I do appreciate being the liaison to the Parks and Rec Commission, and I don't have a desire to change that.
Yes, that through the mayor.
Okay, please.
I can take a first round at responding to that. So the city council liaison appointment to our advisory bodies is really to just kind of improve communications and help the city council stay informed of what is going on within the commission that city council is the liaison for. They're welcome to attend meetings, although they're not voting members, keep in touch with the chair, and opportunities like city council member report outs is a great opportunity to report to the council on what that commission is doing and what they're working on, what they're accomplishing, or if they're facing challenges. So that would be kind of a broad end of the role. I will say there is more detail in our city council policy attached to the staff report if you want to take a look at that.
So perhaps, I don't think any of us have ever reported out on our commission work, so perhaps it's something to think about. I guess I would just, one more comment. I think everyone is comfortable where they are. Is there any desire to change? I know I've been with the EQC, which I love, but I've been with it for, I think, 7 years. And does anyone else want to turn with the, well, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, we will stay with, and I know that Councilmember Taylor said that she was interested in staying with the Complete Streets Commission. So we will continue with those appointments. And so for the San Mateo County Flood and Sea Level Rise District, the primary liaison is Councilmember Taylor. I've been the alternate. I've actually never gone to a meeting because of this, although I've listened occasionally. And this is actually, we are not voting members. We are just listening in. Is anyone interested in either of those positions? Okay, we will continue with that. And now we have a new position, the San Mateo County Transit District. It meets the first Wednesday of the month at 2 p.m. And this is a liaison appointment, not an actual member. Do we have an interest in a primary liaison and alternate liaison? I would, so actually, I will let the city clerk, the question was, do we actually go to the meeting or, I mean, we wouldn't be part of roll call, but it, I don't make any.
So the idea here is that the liaison would serve as the primary point of contact for board members with these agencies and the city. The liaison could advocate for the city's interests, consistent with like past city council actions or policy direction as projects kind of arise. I do not believe that there would be an inclusion in the roll call as not being part of the actual body, but again, kind of liaisoning between this agency and the city and just creating more open lines of communication and just more transparency between both.
And did you actually, just the next one that we will look at is the San Mateo County Transportation Authority, both of those being a liaison position. Do you anticipate those, is it better to be the same person, different person? Any thoughts?
I may look to the city manager on this one. I don't have.
Through the mayor, I'd say that there's quite a bit of overlap, so there's potentially some efficiency, but it could totally be different people, or the primaries could be different and the alternates could be the same, or the primaries could be the same and the alternates different. There's definitely overlap, but there's enough distinction that if someone was more interested in one, or if the day of the week, time of day was more convenient, but this is not for either of these. It's not a need to attend in person, definitely not all the time. Maybe the occasional attendance at a meeting in person would be helpful. Occasional attendance remotely is also totally an option. And then if neither of those times work, real time, being able to watch video or track agendas before and after.
And then would you envision that would be a report out possibly at the meeting, or it's just in working closely with staff, or how, any other thoughts?
Yes, in terms of similar to other appointments and liaisons, the kind of the expectation that if there was something relevant, that it be reported out to the full city council. Yes.
And I guess just can you mention some of the any projects that are sort of top of mind as to why we are interested in this liaison position, or do you want to?
Yes, some of them are listed in the staff report, but one of the ones that comes to mind most predominantly with Samtrans is immediately adjacent to us in this building. It's the Reimagine Dumbarton study that's launching this year. There's been multiple attempts and iterations of what to do with the Dumbarton corridor. So I think that was one of the ones that kind of tipped the scales for us to kind of say that there's a need for or benefit of a liaison. I think Samtrans is also focusing on the El Camino corridor with Grand Boulevard initiative ideas. I think there might have been like a third one listed in the staff report. For the Transportation Authority, they ultimately get a little bit more involved with the funding and policy. So as an example, Transportation Authority is coming up with recommendations for how to fund grade separation programs along the Caltrain right of way. I think they've also got a study underway related to crossing of 101. They are also a funder of a number of grant opportunities that the city seeks. So tracking and relationships there, I think would be helpful as well.
Thank you. Does anyone want to step up for either of these, given that one meets the first Wednesday of the month and the other meets the first Thursday of the month? And I have not heard from, I did not talk to Councilmember Taylor about either of these appointments. I don't know if anyone else did.
Through the mayor, I can say that if there was a desire to include Councilmember Taylor in the discussions, then this could be something that could come back as a standalone item the first meeting in January.
Let's do that. Thank you.
It might be interesting to hear if there's any interest thus far, though, so that we can kind of prep for the next meeting. If
Councilmember Combs,
do these be council member appointments? I'm just curious.
Through the mayor, yeah, that's an interesting way of looking as well. That I would say that it's beyond not staff. I'd say not staff, because staff has certain responsibilities where we're attempting to track some of these things. But I could see that there could be some community members. There's an opportunity that it could be similar to former Councilmember Mayor Carlton. Yeah, someone from the community who's very in the topic.
Yeah. I will say I'm interested, but I'm worried about my time. But they're topics that are of great interest.
Same. I'm interested in the topic, but my schedule in January, I'm a little unsure about at the moment. So I'll express a vague interest, but need to see what January looks like.
So actually, yes, let's bring it back in a meeting in January. Thank you so much. All right. Actually, having done this and saying that we were going to relook at all of this, nothing really changed much. So I think you and I swapped a couple. Yeah. But that's so. Is there any desire to relook at any of this, or are we good? All right. City Clerk Karen, any questions about our appointments?
No, as I am understanding it, we are making the appointments as provided by the City Council this evening, but holding off on the SAMS-TRANS and the SMCTA for a future meeting, so all City Council members can participate.
All right. So is there a motion and a second on the table? Motion to approve?
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor by Vice Mayor Wise and a second by City Council Member Combs to appoint representatives and alternates to various local and regional agencies and as liaisons to advisory bodies, and continuing the liaison appointments to SAN-TRANS and SMCTA to a future meeting. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, by roll call vote, City Council Member Combs?
Yes.
City Council Member Schmidt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wise?
Yes.
Mayor Nash?
Yes.
And the motion passes with City Council Member Taylor absent. Thank you.
Thank you. The next regular business item is J3, appoint City Council members to the Community Funding Program Standing Subcommittee and provide direction on Belhaven Community Campus Ad Hoc Subcommittee. To introduce the item is City Clerk Judy Herron.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So this item requests that the City Council make appointments to the Community Funding Program Standing Subcommittee and also provide direction on the current ad hoc Belhaven Community Campus Subcommittee. For the Belhaven Community Campus Subcommittee to remain an ad hoc subcommittee, a new purpose and charge is required for a limited or single purpose. If the City Council desires to retain the same purpose and charge, a standing committee would need to be formed. The City Council has opportunities throughout the year to create subcommittees as the need arises. Happy to answer any questions or open this up to public comment.
Let's please open to public comment.
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on item J3, appoint City Council members to the Community Funding Program Standing Subcommittee and provide direction on the Belhaven Community Campus Ad Hoc Subcommittee. If you are in person, you can return a speaker card. If you are virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, please press *9 now. Okay, I currently have one speaker, so this is the final call for public comment on regular business item J3. Okay, seeing no further, we will call up Pam Jones.
Good evening again. Pam Jones, resident of the Menlo Park, Belhaven neighborhood. I want to thank you for agendizing the item, and I'm speaking specifically to the Belhaven Community Campus Ad Hoc Subcommittee. I think after listening this evening and what is, that it is clear that we really do need to continue either as a ad hoc or as the appropriate subcommittee. I'm not sure which would be best, but there are issues here that need to be solved. We've had plenty of time now to hear what the concerns are. There's been some things implemented in order to mitigate the challenges, but the challenges are still there. The same thing is being said about the challenges that we do have. And so I think that we have the experience, we have people with the expertise that we can actually now solve these problems. So that we have people attending all of the programs in the numbers that are really overwhelming to the building. Although that is happening with some of the programs here. People are now on wait lists for that. But I think just simple things like addressing the whoever decided that this was a good place to put the extensions where we put the power. That limits how we can use this part of the building. Because you can't open it up and have dances. You have to cover it up in order to keep people like me, a senior, a proud senior. All the tables always sit over here in order to prevent having accidents. This needs to be solved because this is totally unacceptable. We know we still have issues with the pool, but we're working through them. We have people engaged doing that. But this really takes having the city council doing work on their end in order to make these things happen that are necessary to have this fully functioning. This also includes the kind of outreach so that the Belhaven School, elementary school, knows about the programs here. I understand that the staff can't be everywhere doing all of the outreach, but there are things we can be doing so that they understand, even though we know the majority of the students at Belhaven Elementary School are actually from East Palo Alto. We do see that the students from Beechwood are using the facility, but we can do so much better. There's so much more that we can do. So I appreciate you having this on the agenda and that you take the appropriate steps in order to have the right type of committee, whatever that is, so that we can have this as a year of solving the problems. You don't want to have all these seniors be reading about us in the newspaper, our obituary, and we still have the same problem that we've been talking about initially. You don't want to have the students graduating from high school and they still haven't had the opportunity to use the pool in the manner in which it was intended. So thank you for your consideration.
No further hands or cards. Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. I would now like to open for City Council questions and discussion. Vice Mayor Wise.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the public comment as well. I just wanted to address the Belhaven Community Campus Subcommittee. So I spoke with Councilmember Taylor earlier today, and we discussed, because this subcommittee, ad hoc subcommittee, was created with a very specific purpose, that we feel has been addressed. We are interested in disbanding this ad hoc subcommittee, but are already in talks of how we can continue these conversations and continue the necessary improvements that people are asking for to the space in 2026. So I want to make it very clear that while Councilmember Taylor and I are recommending disbanding this subcommittee, that does not mean the commitment is not there. And we will be back in 2026, and we already have meetings scheduled to make sure that all of this gets addressed. So that's where we're at on the Belhaven Community Campus Subcommittee. Since I'm also on the Community Funding Program Committee, I'll go ahead and address that as well. I absolutely love being on this program committee. It was so much fun to see what our amazing local nonprofits are up to, and especially because a lot of the people who ran those nonprofits came to the meeting that we had in May, so to get to meet them was absolutely fantastic. So I loved being on it. I would be so happy to do it again, but that being said, I do think it's a lot of fun, so I want to make sure everybody gets a chance. So let me know if I'm happy to roll off or stay on.
Councilmember Combs.
I was on it for years, so I had all my fun. So I'm more than happy to, and appreciate. I'm aligned with the recommendation from you and Councilmember Taylor to disband the subcommittee.
Councilmember Schmidt, do you want to stay on the committee or roll off?
Same here. I'm happy to share if anybody else wants to join. Yeah, it was a great experience, so I'm happy to do it again. And also, like everyone else, I align with the ideas around the Belhaven Community Campus to 2026.
Sounds great. And I would agree. And it's one committee I've never been on, but I just feel like I've got plenty on my plate, so happy to have you continue. So I think, I will go ahead and make the motion that Councilmember Vice Mayor Wise and Councilmember Schmidt are on the Community Funding Program Standing Subcommittee, and that we will disband the current Belhaven Community Campus Ad Hoc Subcommittee, but that it absolutely does not mean that it will not get the attention that it needs with the and it's also possible that in the future we can revisit that if there's a need for an actual subcommittee. Do I see a second? Second.
Thank you. So the motion on the floor by Mayor Nash and a second by Vice Mayor Wise to appoint City Council Member Schmidt and Vice Mayor Wise to the Community Funding Program Committee and disband the Belhaven Community Campus Ad Hoc Subcommittee. Any further City Council question or discussion? Seeing none, by roll call vote, City Council Member Combs. City Council Member Schmidt.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Wise.
Yes.
Mayor Nash.
Yes.
And the motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Go team. So informational items. Informational items are transmitted to the City Council in staff's effort to provide an update on matters of importance to the City Council. Informational items are not action items. However, a City Council member, City staff member, or a member of the public may request to make a comment or ask a question on any of the informational items. City Clerk Karen, do we have any public comments on the informational items?
Thank you, Mayor Nash. So at this time, if any member of the public wishes to provide comment on informational item K1, City Council agenda topics for January, or K2, an update to the city's street maintenance project, if you are in person, return that speaker card. Virtual, engage that hand feature. Calling in, press *9 now. Final call for public comment on our informational items K1 and K2. Seeing no hands or cards, Mayor Nash, you may continue.
Thank you. Are there any comments up at the dais? All right. Then we will move on to the city manager report. With City Manager Justin Murphy.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So I have a couple items, then I have an additional item that the Assistant City Manager will cover. So the first update is related to the Safer Bay project. There's a draft EIR that's been released, and there's a series of public meetings that are being held. I believe one was held today in East Palo Alto. There's a meeting here tomorrow night, this 6 to 8 p.m. here in the Belhaven Community Campus, and then Wednesday afternoon at the City Council chambers in Menlo Park, the normal meeting place for the San Francisco Creek Joint Powers Authority. So Safer Bay is a plan that's been in place for a number of years to address sea level rise, and this is a major milestone for the release of the draft EIR for improvements that would continue to take a lot of time to actually execute on, but from San Francisco Creek up to Haven Avenue along the San Francisco Bay. So that's a plug for a meeting tomorrow and Thursday, and opportunity for the public to comment on the draft EIR. Second item I have is that yesterday was the deadline for the request for proposals for the downtown parking lots and housing development on the downtown lots. And the city did receive 3 submittals, and those submittals are posted on the city's website. And we sent email out to interested parties advertising that it's available. More to come later in terms of the review and the next steps, but major milestone to have those received and posted to the city's website. And so the last update, I'll turn to Assistant City Manager Stephen Stolte.
Thank you. So my update is on the 600 block public plaza. Since our last study session on the topic around site furnishings, our webpage on the public plaza will be updated shortly with a timeline for furniture install. And then photos and locations of outdoor furniture around town that the public can visit and test out as well. We're also going to include information on other downtown maintenance-oriented projects, and our new economic development manager is working on that. So the furniture order with the Do More products that you all saw at the study session includes a mix of the large and small picnic tables. There's about 8 of them. There's 5 round tables and then 20 associated chairs. These are the smaller seating options. And then you may remember a larger bench that could be configured in different ways. That's our order. That's our package. The round tables and chairs, we're thinking of placing them near the streetery side of the public plaza. That's a quieter seating area. Then we'll start with the picnic tables mid public plaza, and then it extends down to Curtis Street, and then we'll have that bench that can be configured towards the Curtis Street side. And then we're also we'll be installing the ADA ramp on a quicker timeline. The one thing to note that there is a lead time here with the furniture. It's 12 to 16 weeks right now, but we're talking with the vendor that orders this furniture to try and get that down as on a quicker timeline. But we're looking at right now a spring install of the furniture. That concludes the update.
Thank you very much. That's exciting. Are there any City Council member reports since the December 9th City Council meeting? Councilmember or Vice Mayor Wise?
Thank you. Just very quickly, I know Councilmember Combs mentioned this earlier, but I just want to send a very heartfelt thanks. We had a very scary situation in my district today, and while I received many calls and texts of a lot of fear, I also received a lot of calls and texts about how well the situation was handled, how quickly it was handled. So a huge thank you to Phillips Brooks School, to La Entrada School, to Superintendent Eric Burmeister, and of course to our Menlo Park Police. Nothing could be more important to all of us than the safety of the residents, especially our children. So I'm very grateful with how the situation was handled and de-escalated today. Thank you.
So I'm not sure if I should report out after that. That was great. I just wanted to report out that last Thursday and Friday, I went on a Peninsula Clean Energy education trip to Diablo Canyon Nuclear Power Facility. And it was a 6-hour tour of the power plant. And we learned all about the operations, how it all works, training, safety, security, and overall, it was just a really impressive operation in a stunning location, which is right on the coast. Anyway, it was very, very interesting. Happy to talk to anyone who's interested more. Thanks. Any other? Councilmember Schmidt.
Thanks, and want to echo what the Vice Mayor said as well about the response to that situation. For a quick report out, just for awareness of the council and actually members of the public, as part of the Rethink Waste assignment, I'm part of their Ledge committee, and we're working on a piece of legislation, AB 762, sponsored by members Irwin and Wilson. It's centered around basically single-use vapes and their hazards to the recycling facilities. The lithium batteries, because of the way they're manufactured, increase the fire risk for those things going through the recycling facility. You know, they're also single use, so they're not great for the environment. But we've been working really hard to get that out of Assemblymember Berman's committee around business and professions. I think we've been working with supervisors across the state and mayors to get them to sign on a letter of support. You may get a request, not from me, but from somebody else, to sign a letter of support for this. But the idea is we want to get it out of that subcommittee, get it all the way, you know, through and get it on the governor's desk in the next session. So just know that, you know, even though we don't do things like resolutions and all that, we're still kind of trying to help influence some of these things that are important to our community. And this is just a piece of legislation making its way through. So I want to get that on everybody's radar.
Thank you. And we are adjourned. Thank you to the public who've